the Deputy Finance Officer, National GRASAC President, local GRASAC executives, incoming and outgoing, invited guests, friends of the media, noble members of this great association. Once again, let me say a big welcome to each and every one of you to this August gathering. For me, I feel much more humble that you noble men and women of this association have reposed such confidence in us to preside over the running of this association for the next academic year. First of all, please join me to say a big thank you to the Almighty God for how far He has brought us. It has been a tortuous journey so far as our electioneering process was concerned. But God being so good and as faithful as He has always been, saw us through all those difficult moments. Secondly, I and my colleague elected executives would also want to express our deep felt gratitude to the Dean of Graduate Studies and the Dean of Students for their timely interventions when things were getting out of hand during our electioneering process. We would also like to express our deep sense of appreciation to all the noble men and women of this association who were able to exercise their franchise on the voting day, even those who was in recess, and especially to those who believe in our messages and have given us their mandates to steer the affairs of the association for the next academic year. Oftentimes, student leaders are perceived to be corrupt, which for me is a worrying trend, and this is what myself and my colleague incoming executives have resolved to erase. We promise you a leadership of accountability, integrity, trustworthiness, honesty, and sincerity. This office, we believe, is a sacred trust, and we are determined to be worthy of that trust. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, kindly permit me to revisit my manifesto, to re-echo my vision for the association, which is to build an all-round capacity which seeks to promote the development of the individual members of the association, thereby ensuring that members go through an enhanced stay on this campus and also be able to contribute their ideas and knowledge to the development of our country. How do we achieve this? The answer lies in these three major projects we intend to execute before the end of our tenure. One, to start the construction of a GRASAC complex. And I can tell you for a fact, you go to UCC, you go to University of Ghana, and they all have postgraduate centers. And I guess as we have our incoming Vice Chancellor here, our outgoing Vice Chancellor here, they will help us to hit the ground running before we leave office. Two, there's also the need for us to buy a plant for our secretariat, and this we are determined to do to ensure that there is a continuous supply of power when there are power outages at the secretariat. For me as a student, I find it very difficult to understand why a whole postgraduate center should be granted to a halt just because of power outages. And for me, the time to take action is now, and we are going to get a plan for the association for the coming academic year. There is also the need for us to furnish the reading room at the secretariat to make it very attractive for students who need good environment to study. By embarking on these projects, we will provide a conducive environment for individual members to carry on with their academic work. There are some other projects we intend embarking on which time will not permit me to enumerate. Let me also assure the general membership that our doors are open 24 hours, inviting your lofty suggestions and opinions so that together we can build a better GRASAC for ourselves, which I call participatory leadership. For we are each of us angels with only one wing, and we can only fly embracing each other. In a third world country like ours, I think we are faced with fundamental infrastructure gaps in our educational institutions. It is upon this premise that I envisage that members will assess my performance when my tenure comes to an end. This is because this objective is embedded in my heart. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, permit me to say bravo to our outgoing executives for the roles they have played in bringing the association to this far. No matter our individual assessments of what their stewardship might be, permit me as I post Stewart Brand, and he says, we can see the past but not influence it, we can influence the future but not see it, end of quote. There is therefore the need to channel all our energies and resources into what lies ahead of us and see how successful we can become by the end of our tenure. Let me at this point reiterate on one can bedeviling us as Ghanaians our attitude towards time. Those of us at this level, I believe, must be shining examples towards how responsive we are towards time. In my time, we will always come out with the needed publicity for our programs, and trust me, we will never compromise on time stated for any program. Mr. Chairman, finally permit me to make a humble request from all of you gathered here, that whenever you go on your knees to pray, remember to say a word for the leadership of our country, Ghana, the leadership of this great institution, KNUST, and the leadership of this noble association of ours, GRASA KNUST. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, one fact has to be known that we are not management of the school, but we represent you, and however, I promise you that we have come to seek your candid interest. With the help of the Almighty God, the approvals of the authorities of this institution, and the support of each and every one of you, we can build a better GRASA for ourselves and for generations yet unborn. Our former president, J. Ekufuor, said in his inaugural address in January 2001, and I quote, he said, "The sky is no longer the limit because the moon has now become a tourist destination. So together we can achieve beyond human expectations and we can achieve beyond human limits." Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for listening to me. God bless us all. God bless KNUST, and long live GRASA.